What is up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube channel today. Thanks so much for staying tuned. We have a wonderful guest coming in today. So you just introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Fonso. Basically, I'm from Spain. Yeah, and that's basically it. I rap. Also, I've been in Ireland for 3 years. That's what summary.
So today we're going to be having conversations that's going to be based around religion and his viewpoint about religion as well, and what he stands with. And what I also stand with, being a Christian, and Kegz, he also being a Christian. They're going to hear his point of view on it, and also his point of view that he resonates with. Yeah. So, Kegz, do you have anything else to say before we get into?
Let's get this shit kicking.
So, I remember we had a conversation before. You said you were a Catholic, right? You grew up in a Catholic home.
In my house, God hasn't really been very present in the sense of my mother believes, but she's not too convinced about. Spain is a Catholic country, so I've had that Catholic culture. There's basically no Protestant or any other strain of Christianity. And in my family, in my house, we don't talk too much about God, but my mother does believe. So yeah, that's basically it. It's not like, for example, maybe in your household where it was more present, so maybe you're more prone to believing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm more prone to believing because I grew up in a Catholic home. My mom was Catholic, my dad was Catholic, so I've always had that Catholic background around me. So I was taught about all this since I was a kid. So I grew up with it up to date. So maybe yours is a little bit different from mine.
Yeah, that's the thing. And my situation currently is I want to believe in God. I feel like your life, you're just happier if you believe in God. Not only because the peace of mind of knowing there's something after life here, but also just I feel you're happier if you have God in your life. Like the routine, going to church. I that's what I feel. And my situation right now is I'm agnostic. Yeah, and people tend to tell me, people that believe that, because I try to find God in a route that's too intellectual in a way. I wanna get to God through intellectual route, as in I wanna know He believes. Like I could tonight just say, okay, now I'm a Christian, I'm gonna start believing, but deep down I don't know that God exists. You know what I mean?
You want to genuinely flow into it, as in like it's properly inside you. Yeah.
Yeah, as in with like prove it right or wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I understand it's not very realistic to think it that way, because you weren't there to see if Jesus actually resurrected or not. You weren't there yourself. So to a certain point, I suppose I need to it can be purely from an intellectual route, I suppose.
Yeah. The thing is, with all this proof of what happened in the New Testament, the Gospel, whatever, it's like there is historical. It's not scientifically proven in general, but it is historically proven. They have gathered historical evidence, the same way as history facts about Caesar, history facts about Rome, history facts about all this stuff. They have historical evidence about it. So it's not like okay, you have to be there. You have to know from all those sources from around that time. They all point to those same things that the Bible said. And then some people say, okay, cool, the disciples don't say the same thing, but it's different. 12 different eyewitnesses who walked with Jesus, saying their own way. If we have a discussion now and you go to your friend and tell him what happened in that discussion, you're going to say something different from what I said. But it's all the same general thing. It's just like we all have our own different way of saying it.
You mean like when you compare different religions?
Yeah.
You mean that they more or less tell the same story even though there's differences?
No. Because the disciples.
The disciples. Yeah.
They had all their versions of what they seen when they were walking with Jesus.
Are these the apostles?
Yeah, the apostles. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, one argument I heard in favor of Jesus actually being God is that the apostles, why would they were tortured, they were gone after, they were like killed because of their beliefs. If whatever you're stating is not true, then you wouldn't get to those points of like you'd say, okay, this is not true, before getting to the point of being tortured or killed. So the fact that they died with those beliefs is like supposed. argument in favor, right? Of,
100%. Because the thing is, okay, cool. Let's say Mark, for example, he died a horrible death or whatever because he said that Jesus is God. Jesus died and resurrected, whatever. So because he's saying that, he died. Cool. Maybe he has some mental problems or something. But for 12, that's a whole other story. If it's one, you can make the excuse of okay.
Even Jude as well. Because how he was killed was with he had this club that he always walked around with. So he went to like certain I won't say villages, but like certain tribes to preach about God. But they are barbarians, and because they didn't take his teachings in as he expected, they killed him. You know, he was beaten to the point where they knocked off his head, like it was chopped off with the claw. Yeah.
And another thing is for Saul in the Bible, he was like the main persecutor. So persecutors were like the people who were killing anyone who preached the gospel, because like this is basically the Matrix saying no, nobody's allowed to say because you know they fight against the truth.
And the fact they have to inflict you with so much violence tells you everything.
So Saul was the leader of the people who, like, if there was a law that you have to kill them people, so Saul was the leader of the people who had to kill those anyone who was preaching gospel. Then Saul was on the way to Damascus, whatever, and then he found God. And then he became, I think, in my opinion, he's like the best apostle. He was the most serious and like apostle there. He wrote the most in the gospel as well, I think. He has so many letters in there. Yeah, so he turned to Paul. His name changed to Paul. I heard he was the one who was killing the Christians. Yeah. And now he's
the complete opposite.
Exactly, the complete opposite. That wouldn't be for no reason.
Yeah, I also heard, for example, I obviously don't know the story too well, but I heard how you said preaching the gospel, right? That's how, yeah. So people going to preach the gospel to Japan, and just the people there preaching the gospel, this is a long time ago, obviously, but got executed, tortured. I think it was 26 of them in total, and they had to like walk for 800 kilometers just to get crucified, and in no moment did they they died for the beliefs, you know. There wasn't a single moment where they backed down. And then basically what Japan did, or the government, whatever, with that was just stating, okay, look, making a statement, this is what happens if you try and preach the gospel here in Japan. And after those 26 were killed, there was no more Christians in Japan after that. So you think, okay, that's done. There's no going to be, but after that moment, Christianity started like expanding in Japan. I suppose that's in a way proof also, like an argument in favor of it being real, I suppose.
Do you see yourself in future like becoming like a Christian? Based on how you see the world. I don't want to make it look like you're picking between Muslims or Christianity, but how would what religion do you resonate with?
I think I can get to at least theism at some point. Right now, what I'm
explain briefly what theism is.
Theism is just when you just believe in God purely, like regardless of the religion, you just believe there is a God. Then you have monotheism, which is believing in one God, and polytheism, which is like the Greeks, you know, or that was mythology. They believe in more than one God.
Paganism and all that.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff. So yeah, right now I'm in the stage I'm in. I'd say is just believing in theism or in atheism, basically. Because right now I'm agnostic. I'm no atheist. I don't have a stance. Exactly. I just don't know. So I think that's the first step, I'd say. And right now,
why theism though?
Just to know in general, first, like just to do it and break it down in steps, right? First, is there a God or is there not a God? After that, once I'm convinced there must be a creator, I can then look at what religion is the truth. But first, I think it's like the first step. Okay, do I believe there is a case? Is there a case for like? Does it make sense for there to be a creator? That's the first step. Yeah, I'm just looking right now. I'm just looking a bit to philosophical argument right now. Yeah, and it's pretty interesting, to be honest. And at the beginning, I think I've always had a view of the world that's pretty based on it's very materialistic. What I mean by that is just everything has an explanation. Everything you see can be broken down into how it got there, you know, by, for example, just an organism, you know, I think they call it materialistic determinism is what they call it. It's like a very atheist way of looking at the world, you know. And one guy actually I've been looking at a lot in YouTube is a guy that's a mathematician from Oxford. Yeah, he's a very intelligent guy. And the guy is a Christian, and many people seem to believe that Christianity and science can't go together. And this guy's making the case, saying this is the complete opposite. Science doesn't make sense without Christianity, is what he's promoting, and it's pretty interesting. So I think I'm answering your question. I think I'm getting close to theism. It started to make sense that there is a creator, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, like.
Have you read any books about theism or?
No. I need to read. Also, I need to read the Bible. Obviously, how do I want to start believing if I don't read that? I suppose. Yeah. But yeah.
Now, if you think about it, whether so, firstly, the first thing is God wants you to believe. That's why He gives us all free choice, so that we choose to believe. We don't need proof or nothing, because they've made examples of that in the Bible. I've already said in one of the previous episodes, but
make sure you guys check it out.
Yeah, check out that. But it's to have full faith without seeing. And then the other thing is that when God is in your life, yeah, there's no negative
things associated with it. It's more positive than negative.
Exactly. So like, there's nothing wrong with believing in God. Yeah, let's say God was not real.
You mean it has a function to society regardless of if it's true or not?
Yeah, whether it was true or not. If you do good things just because there's a God,
it was already
that's good.
You already got a good outcome out of it, so it's already worth it. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So there's no wrong.
I believe so. Yeah, that's why I believe religion is very important in society. It's always been, right? It's basically been the glue that made societies come together and be able to, you know. But that it has a very important function then. But at the same time, I want to seek the truth. I want to, you know, that's what I want. I like the truth. I know it can be comforting and relieving to believe in a God, but I don't want to believe in a God for that reason. I want to.
More evidence-based.
I want the truth, regardless of if I like it or not.
The thing is, we did not have that kind of technology back then to prove what is there. That's why all what happened that we read in the Bible happened in those times, so that there isn't proof. There isn't enough proof for everybody to know. Because if everybody knows, because it's written that there's a broad way and narrow way. Narrow way is where the Christians will make it to heaven. Broadway is everybody else. That's why literally only 30% of the world believes that Jesus is God. Because it has to be the smaller percentage that makes it. If everybody's seeing that, okay, Jesus died on the cross and rose again, then everybody would know. But it'll be too late, like.
But, I feel just is one reason why I feel there's so many people are not Christians, for example my case, is just because I've seen I'm looking at videos, I see there's evidence, or at least I haven't checked the proof myself, so I don't want to talk without knowing. I just hear people saying there's evidence for that Jesus was crucified, that Jesus died in a cross, that Jesus was then put in a coffin, that Jesus wasn't found in the coffin, that Jesus was sighted after resurrecting. So there's actually evidence. I just feel it's difficult to get to for a normal person because I have this urge to know. For a person that's just a normal person that doesn't really look into this kind of stuff, there is a long journey, you know, in order to look at the evidence, study it yourself, and believe. So I feel because it's such
you still have more questions to ask. Like when you see it, you still feel like, oh, there's still maybe more to this. You know, I need more evidence.
It's a long process, you know. So it's not like, okay, I look at this, I know God exists. You know, that I feel that's why many people don't believe also.
Yeah. What if you didn't get the evidence, but you had some kind of life-changing experience that made you believe?
Then I suppose I'd only know if I had that experience.
What if you did have the experience, but the evidence wasn't there, but you just had the experience?
Would that experience be like, for example, I don't know, God showing?
Yeah, maybe you had like a revelation, a vision, or maybe you had a near-death experience. Or you saw, maybe it's just kind of, it's hard for me, it might be hard for me to put it in words, but there are some experiences that people go through, and it's hard for them to describe it, articulate what they experience. But it might be something spiritual.
I feel it depends on the experience. If it's like a near-death experience, but I would say by something that could be just coincidence, like I don't know, whatever the case is, then maybe not. But maybe this experience is one that it makes sense.
Or what if the experience wasn't justified or proven by any scientific explanation? Maybe it was just miraculous, basically.
If it was something like that, it'd just be very stubborn if I didn't believe. I believe, yeah. At that point, is if you don't believe after you have an experience like that happening to you, you just don't want to believe. Like I do, so yeah, I believe. Yeah. What I don't want to do is, in this process of like starting to believe, if I end up believing, which I think I will, is I don't want to start believing just because I'm convincing myself gradually, because I do want to believe. I want it to be objective. You know what I mean? Or not delusional. Yeah.
Have you read? Okay, so you haven't. I remember earlier you said you haven't read the Bible yet.
No.
But have you seen anything that relates to the Bible? Maybe a passage or phrase or quote, something that got your attention, or maybe that struck you like, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Can you recall any?
I can't recall specific passages, but passages that caught my attention in a positive way, but not in terms of this got me closer to believing, but in terms of this is a positive message to send.
Okay, so some of the messages that came from the Bible.
Yeah, that's like this is like something I like. I like to hear this. This is like it's a good reminder for your life. For example, of how you should live your life. And that's why I say I think the impact of Christianity is positive in the society. Yeah.
Would you ever be atheist though?
No, I don't think. Well, I don't know. I don't want to close any doors because I'm open-minded. I won't. I would like to look at it from a scientific perspective. I'm not gonna deny any or prove any theory, any hypothesis until if I don't approve of it. That would be just ignorant. If I just said, if I stated God exists or God does not exist without knowing. I think I could be atheist if I did research, and then the explanation that made more sense to me is that there is no God. But the way things are looking, I don't think that'll be the case. Yeah.
Do you have any questions as to like any direction to steer you to, or why, or like why Christianity, or why is there a God or whatever?
One thing I wanted to address is something that I don't really understand, because as I was saying, right now I'm looking at philosophical arguments in favor or against of there being a creator. But one thing that doesn't make sense to me is, I can believe in theism. I think it makes sense. I can understand that there is a God, a creator. What I don't understand is, why is it a personal God? And by a personal God is a God that worries about us specifically, or worries if I committed a sin, You know what I mean?
So concerned and so invested in what we're doing. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's personal. That loves us. That like cares about if I lied, if I sinned or not. Like why is there a personal God to us? And I still don't have explanation for that. But one thing that actually made sense after asking myself that question was that, because the way I think of it, why is there a personal God to us when we're so small in size compared to the universe, right? But really, that doesn't make sense because God doesn't work with size or matter. But anyways, I still don't understand why.
But what you gotta understand is this, if you read some of the Bible, if you read some from passages in the Bible, you tend to understand why God is so invested in us. First of all, He loves us. He created us in His own image and likeness. So that's one of the reasons, actually. The only thing that makes us different from God is the sinful act that we commit. But regardless of that, He loves us so much. He put us here. Matter of fact, when he created us, He gave us complete autonomy, freedom. For one, He made us in charge of a lot of things around us, which is why that's one of the
enforce Himself on us.
Absolutely, and even one of the differences we have between us and even like Lucifer, the devil, like we have the ability to create. Lucifer can't; he just manipulates, But all these things was given to us because of the love He has for us. It's like your mom or your dad. They love you so much, which is why they're so invested in you. Why they always want to know where you are, or what you're doing, or this is what you're meant to do, this is what you're not meant to do. So the same as well. He looks at us, we're His kids. So He looks at us from that standpoint. We are so important here on earth. So He doesn't want us to do those things that He said that He considers bad or evil.
This answers my question. If you already believe in Christianity, But if I still don't, because okay, why is he a personal God? Because he said so. He said so, right? Because he said he loves us. But the thing is, if I still don't believe in Christianity, so that argument doesn't really.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for you to resonate with it because you're not a Christian yet.
Like that will make sense to me. I will be able to take that argument and say, okay, now I understand why. Once I believe in Christianity, but if I still don't,
it's still gonna be
because you're basing your answer on what the Bible and Christianity says, exactly. So
the thing, it's not only just Christianity, because the three Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, basically our Old Testament, the Bible, it's all similar versions of the same thing. We all believe that same one true God. It's the only difference between our three religions is only the Jesus act. Just the gospel. They just don't don't believe Jesus is God.
The Trinity part.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, there can't be more than one God if God is all knowing, all seeing, perfect, omnipotent, If God is all these things, then there's no need for other gods, because He is everything. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So there wouldn't be any need for any other God. There has to be that one creator who can do all things.
Yeah, that's basically debunking polytheism, right? Like,
and he said it himself as well. That's why I talk about people worshiping other idols because of the Ten Commandments as well. And I don't want to say it wrong because I can't remember. You guys should not slag me for not remembering the Ten Commandments of being Catholic. For I can't really remember what he said it that he said it. He's made a statement about him being the one true God. So he said it himself. So you doing something outside of that, it's a sinful act.
Oh, I am the Lord, no man come unto me, but unto the Father but by me. Yeah. Is that what you're about?
Yeah, in the Ten Commandments.
In the Ten Commandments.
Yeah, Ten Commandments, that's what I was making reference to. Yeah, that's what I was telling the viewers there, because they'll be like, this guy.
To keep him first. Keep God first.
Oh yeah, and this a part, I don't know, I think it's definitely got to be in the Ten Commandments about serving other God but Him. Yeah, yes. Yeah, I think that's the first one. And that was the first commandment. Yeah. So He said it Himself, I am the one true God, and don't serve any other gods except me, so He said it Himself. Yeah, but I get your standpoint. Like, most of the points I was making was from a religious and Christian standpoint.
Maybe, for example, this question I have is like, why is it a personal God? Maybe I don't need to answer that right now.
But what if He wasn't personal though? Are you still gonna deal with it?
That would make sense to me, because
why?
I just don't see why would He care about this planet, not this planet, but us.
But if He created it, why wouldn't He care about it?
The thing is, He created also the rest of the universe.
You know what it is. Your parents love you. Let's say I lived across the street from you. We lived there 15 years, same time, whatever. Your parents knew me as well as you know me. Your parents are going to love you more because you are in likeness of them. Yeah. You are the one they love because you are in their image. You're their future. So, because God made us in His image, in His likeness, that's why He gave us authority over the rest of
that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's why why is it only humans who have all this intelligence? Why is it only humans who are able to create such a society?
Yeah.
Because we are the ones who are made in His image. Animals can't do what we do.
Yeah,
they
but
can't live like
the thing is, the argument is, like, again, this argument is good. Like, I can accept it if I already believe in Christianity, because you're basing it, or your argument based off the fact that the Bible says that we were made in God's image. But if you still don't believe in Christianity, then it's difficult for me. It's hard for you.
It's going to be hard for you to resonate with the point because you don't believe anything that comes from the Bible because you're not a Christian.
It's not like I reject it. Yeah. I just don't have I feel like
you don't believe in something is hard for you to resonate with.
I feel like what I need to do, instead of trying to answer all these questions, is the main one, which is, did Jesus resurrect or did He not resurrect? Is Jesus God or not? If once I have an answer to that, I can believe Christianity, because that's the key point. That's the key point, right? Once I believe that, I can believe in Christianity, and the rest of the answer will come. And then then I can believe in a personal God if I already believe in Christianity. So that will be answered automatically. You know what I mean? I feel like that did Jesus resurrect or not is the main thing I need to discover, basically.
The thing is, like, it's very, you can't put it right in physical evidence right in front of you, obviously.
Yeah.
It's too
'Cause you
far
weren't
away.
there,
But
yeah.
the fact that I think 55% of scientists believe, 55% of scientists, they can't
Oh, yeah?
prove it because it's too long ago. You can't prove stuff.
Yeah.
Like you can't prove about Julius Caesar.
They go off of historical data and some of the documents that was kept, and even like the things that were written by people tens of thousands of years ago. So they make reference to it. It's the same thing in science as well. Like the reason why science is going by a lot of things that was said by old scientists was because of historical data. All this, if they had the record of all these things from years ago, they have, modifications, but they can always go back to the start, to the origin.
Yeah.
So it's the same as well.
Building upon. Yeah.
It's not just only what was in the Bible that are evidence. There is a lot of historical evidence, like non-biased from the
There
Bible.
is, yeah, there is.
Just normal bypassers.
It's out there, yeah.
They've all written their stuff. They found all of these. If they find all these places that were mentioned in the Bible, and till this day everybody believes, okay, that's Jesus' grave, and like all these places, it's all in accordance to the time that was
Yeah.
written. All that stuff, everything is all just perfectly there.
Exactly, yeah.
That's so hard to be mythical.
You're right, yeah. That's something I need to look at. Because, okay, yeah, someone can tell me, but I need to actually look at it myself. And there's evidence, which there is quite a lot of evidence. And and then just contrast it to maybe evidence that will say otherwise, and see which one convinces me more, which one holds more weight, after looking at all the facts.
Yeah. And another thing that I like that proves that we're made in his image, we're made in his likeness. His name is in our DNA. If you can look it up on Google right now and it will show his name in our DNA. The human DNA has his name imprinted in it.
How does that work?
Yahweh. The numbers represent 4 letters which mean Yahweh, which is
Like
what?
Yeah, like the genetic code.
Yeah, the genetic code. Why is it humans? Because we're made in his image.
Mm.
And
Yeah, I get what
if you
you
think
mean.
about it, like the Bible was the first book. It was a book. It was a library. The Bible is a library of a load of books, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was the first book. But like, why would it be mythical? They're writing what God has shown them, what God has told them.
That experience is documented.
Mm-hmm. And then for it to be, for it to go from that time all the way to the New Testament consistently,
Yeah.
it would be very,
There's definitely a lot of things pointing towards
yeah.
Christianity. Yeah, and I wanted to ask you, because I know the reason because you must believe since a young age because it's in your household, but then I suppose there's a point in your life where you need to say, even though you might already feel the connection because you keep going to on Sunday service every Sunday at home and everything, I suppose there was a moment where you say, okay, I might have to like, do I believe because I really believe, or do I believe because it's in the family, it runs in the family?
Yeah.
So, and I know you, for example, your experiences that.
Yeah, my experience is a big one. Like, regardless of my family background, the experiences I've read some. I don't look. I'll be honest with you. I read the Bible, but I'm not consistent with it. There are times when I read it more consistently. But my experience is a big one. My experience. I don't really because all these niggas with doctrine and niggas are trying to know about you, but the experiences that I've had are what holds my belief.
It makes sense.
I have,
what about you?
I have, like I've said before, I've already done that. I went to see it from a non-biased point of view. Okay, I know the Austria is God, but about the different religions, different ways of serving God.
Yeah.
Are they all equal? Are they all going to heaven? Are they all going to heaven with this little twist? Or like, who is going to heaven?
I see.
I've looked through. I've read the Quran. I've read I don't remember what they call the other Islamic book for the affirmations.
Yeah.
I've read all that stuff, and I found myself even stronger in Christianity over it. I found myself back to the religion after looking through everything.
I respect that a lot because I feel that there's many Christians that they just believe because it runs in the family and they haven't actually ask themselves these questions. You know, it's just like comfortable to stay believing.
I believe it's like most people do ask themselves questions. Because I started asking myself certain questions when I go to like puberty stage. You know, you start asking, oh, why is this? Oh, why is this way? You know what I'm saying? And you have your mom or people that are more experienced and you explain it to you, which makes a lot of sense. Or you get to read some books, some religious books that even makes it more, you know, makes you to agree with it more. And then coupled with your experiences, well, that even makes it better. But I know I get what you're saying. I think I've had experiences with these people that, you know, they just just because my dad was a Muslim or my mom was a Muslim, I'll just go along with it. But you know nothing about it. You don't even do your own research.
But you actually haven't known what you have done, which I respect a lot because of that. I feel it's just easy to go with what you know.
Yeah.
But we're trying to seek the truth, right? We're not just trying to do whatever's more comfortable to us in our context. It's about seeking the truth.
Yeah. I went out.
I suppose you need to want the truth. If you don't want the truth to start off, you just want to be comfortable with whatever you believe in.
That's why I went on my way. I'm like, I need to know why I believe in it, you know. So I'm not even saying that my end goal is I'm going back to Christianity.
That wasn't the end goal.
Which one is it?
Yeah.
Which one is it, or is it all of them? And then I just found myself back in Christianity.
Yeah.
But obviously from get-go I know, okay, Newton's law. Every force there's an equal or opposite force.
Yeah.
So you can see all the evil that's here. It has to be Satan and it has to be God. You know? Because this world is very fucking evil. And then for the fact that everything points against Christianity, you know how the Matrix works, that they're
like Donald Trump right now. I'm just gonna put that out there. If you're having so much hate or so much, you know, antagonism against you, there's something wrong. You know, there's something wrong somewhere.
Everybody is trying to push away from the fact that
I think so. Exactly. I think so. Yeah, because religion.
What?
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, go.
No, I was just gonna say I feel that's true because I don't think, you know, the matrix, whatever you want to call it, I don't think it's in their benefit is in their interest for there to be God to be present in society, in people's life. I think the prime example of why religion, regardless of if it's true or not, is necessary in society is look at USA. US or the Western, yeah.
It's a devilish country,
bro. Yeah, it's pure degeneracy, bro. And we're living in this is proof of what happens when God is not the main theme of a society. We have proof just looking at US. You know, this is the first era where God is not the main.
That's why they have to attack the church. Look at now they put themselves into, because the church became the matrix. Because obviously in the good countries, the church is like the politics. The church is who makes the rules.
Yeah.
Like, so these are the moral rules that, okay, this is something you just don't do. So then the matrix has to go through that to destroy the church, so that the church is forced to propagate what the matrix wants.
And so when you say the church, do you refer to the Catholic Church or just church?
All
Christianity in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the conversation about the West, Donald Trump, stay tuned. They're gonna do it in the next coming weeks, man. So just stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a great show.
Bro, I feel like I'm leaving out things I wanted to ask you, but
don't worry, we're gonna have you. We're gonna have you back, though.
They're gonna have you back.
Well, anything you want to finish on, just say it, and then.
Yeah. So this is the last bit. So do you have anything else to say for it? For your close up?
I don't have anything to say. I will close up. It will just open new shit. So that would take a long time.
Fair enough. Don't worry, Zero. We'll leave it on to you the next time he shows up on the show, man.
Thank you, bro.
See you again.
maybe when I see you, I'm a Christian. Who knows?
Yeah. Amen.
I will see you, man. Yeah, man. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. And once more, remember the sponsor of this video is Techkingz.ie.
Techkingz, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to be on the show today. You know what I'm saying? But next show he's gonna be there for sure. So make sure you guys stay tuned and check out our old videos. We did a reaction to a boxing fight. We had a spar in there. We have more podcasts. Just check out our videos, man. And yeah, TikTok too, man. We'll have all that linked in the description box. Don't forget about it. Turn on your post notifications too. Don't forget about it.
And subscribe. Fucking subscribe, nigga.
Right, man. Unless he's gonna knock you out. You know what I'm saying? You don't get knocked out. Yeah, bro. Yeah, before we finish up, Kegz, do you have anything else to say?
That's it, man. You man, just stay tuned. You have more coming. Just going gradually. But follow us on TikTok. Subscribe to our YouTube. You can see that there's a way higher percentage of viewers now.
Do you have Insta too?
No, we don't have Insta yet, but it's coming soon. We just want to build a bit more of a fan base first. You know.
I'll get into that, yeah. So don't forget, just like Kegz, said there, don't forget to subscribe and like, comment. If you're hating, it don't matter if you're hating, bro. You can just comment, but you don't have to call us names. But you're within your right. You're within your right if you want to call names, man. So at the end of the day,
they're commenting, no?
Yeah, commenting, helping them engage. So comment, comment shit. We don't give a fuck. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna help it. But yeah, with that being said, make sure you guys stay safe. We out.